Are you ready to change your habits, sculpt your destiny, and light up your path to greatness? Welcome to the epicenter of transformation. This is Mick Unplugged. We'll help you identify your because, so you can create a routine that's not just productive, but powerful. You'll embrace the art of evolution, adapt strategies to stay ahead of the game, and take a step toward the extraordinary. So let's unleash your potential. Now, here's Mick.
All right, everybody, welcome to another exciting edition of Mick Unplugged. And I have to tell you, I am truly excited about today's guest. Today, we're talking about hip hop. When I say we're talking about hip hop, we are talking to the most respected professional and thought leader in the hip hop industry. With over 25 years in the game, working with the likes of the Notorious B.I.G., Wu-Tang, Mary J. Blige. I could keep going. Method Man. I could keep going. Redman. I could keep going. Mike Tyson. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking no other than the queen, the OG, the original Brooklyn's finest, Miss Tandy Weems. Tandy, how are you doing today?
Wow, that was a great introduction.
It is all the truth. It is
I
all
am
the
doing
truth.
just fine. Thank you so much for having me on your show today.
Tandy, this is an honor. I have been a fan and follower of yours for many years. Like most of us, grew up on hip hop. Hip hop is my jam. And I know a little bit of your backstory, and I can't wait for this audience to hear it. All the things that you're doing, totally amazing. So, truly honored and blessed to have you here on the show today. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes. And in the essence of Mick Unplugged, right, Tandy, I like to
Mhm.
challenge people to look deeper than their why. Like to me, your why is superficial. Everyone knows your why. Like my why are my kids. My why is my
Mhm.
mom. My why,
Right.
but why? Right. And so we get our listeners to focus on their because, right? If why is the question, because is your answer, because is your reason. And I know you, right? Hip hop
Mhm.
wasn't always mainstream. Hip hop was not always easy, right?
Mm, no.
Tell me about your because and what your because is, and then how that has resonated in your career.
My because for hip hop is because we were able to be our best selves at that time. There
Mm,
was nothing like being around young people with brilliant ideas, and we knew there was no limit to those ideas.
right.
We supported each other, and because we supported each other, we created a worldwide $1 trillion industry without a dime.
Say that one more time. What kind of industry?
A worldwide $1 trillion industry
Mm,
without a single dime.
mm.
All
And
we
was it?
used was our genius, our togetherness, our unity, and our best selves.
Mm, 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 mm. You
Yes.
got me going to church right now, Miss Tandy. You know that, right? You
I'm
know
gonna
that, right?
take you to church.
I
Come
was
on.
looking for a collection plate to my right. I was reaching in my pocket, getting ready to put something in there. Getting ready to put something in there. That's amazing. And I know that that road is not always easy, right?
No.
And one of the things that I love about you and when I read about you, you talk about re-educating, right?
Yes.
Talk about
Mhm.
re-educating. Can you dive a little bit deeper into that piece for me?
Absolutely. Right now, a lot of our young people and a lot of us that's been in hip hop for a long time need to be re educated and re reminded exactly what the culture of hip hop is. We hear all about the music of hip hop, but hip hop is not just a music genre, hip
Right,
hop is a culture.
right,
And what we're seeing now is because we have taken the music away from the culture, the foundation, its roots.
hmm
You know, hip hop is not only the five elements: dance, DJ, MCing, art, but the most important is knowledge.
up here. That's right.
Knowledge. So if your music or your art don't possess knowledge, it's not hip hop
Right.
as defined by those that created it, the African Americans that created it,
hmm hmm
and the communities that shaped it.
Right.
So it's not intelligent to market death, destruction, and gun violence and drugs and crime to your community. So that's
Right.
not hip hop.
That's not hip hop.
Right. And we need to stop calling that hip hop because we are doing we're doing a disservice to ourselves and to the word and the culture of hip hop.
That's right. And I'm not going to speak for the queen. So what I'm about to say next are the words of Mick and Mick only. There's a lot of
Okay.
garbage. There's a lot of garbage out there right now. Don't call this garbage hip hop. That is not
Mhm.
the essence or the core of what hip hop was founded for. Right, Miss Tandy?
Absolutely. Again, that brings us back to your first question, the re-education. Money has corrupted just about everything in our society, has it not?
Right.
It has
Right.
also corrupted hip hop. It has
Mm,
also corrupted the culture. So a lot of in searching for money and fame, we've forgotten what hip hop is. What it can do. Years
right.
ago, it transformed not only our community but the communities all over the world.
That's
It
right.
gave us marketing, management, fashion,
Right.
newspapers. We had our own media. We
Right.
had our own artists, our own booking agents. We were this close, African Americans in this country, to creating another upper middle class.
Mm,
It's by hip hop.
right. Right.
So we all need to remember what that culture did for us and let it do the same for this generation. And we haven't done that. We haven't passed on the benefits of hip hop. We haven't passed on the lessons we learned when Biggie and Tupac was murdered
Right.
and
Right.
Jam Master Jay. You name
Right.
a very, very few. So
Yep.
now here we are, my children, watching not 3 or 4 rappers being killed like we did back then, 5, 6, 7, and 8 a month.
Right.
And
Right.
and and 10 times that many young black males going to prison, trying
Right.
to emulate this energy that's
Yep.
going out.
Correct.
'Cause music is
Correct.
an energy.
Yep. You just brought up something with the emulation. One of the things that I always teach people and tell people is to be yourself because everyone else is already taken, right? I can't,
I like
there,
that.
there's not another Tandy out there, right?
Yeah.
There's not another Mick. Like, be yourself because everyone else
Mhm.
is taken. And you've worked with a lot of great artists and a lot of great influencers in the hip hop community. What are the top 2 or 3 traits that they all have in common? Like if you had to think back to a Biggie, if you had to think back to
Mhm.
a young Method Man, right? That hungry Method
Mm,
Man.
mm,
Like
mm.
what are the traits that they all had in common?
They didn't strive to be famous.
Mm,
They strived to be excellent.
mm,
Excellent in their writing, excellent when they out, excellent when they took that stage, excellent in the culture.
mm.
It wasn't about being famous and making money. That
That was
came
the end
later
result,
on. Yeah,
right?
that was the infiltration
Right.
to change the mindset. But they strive to be Mob Deep. The goal was to put out the best album with the best lyrics. That was the competition.
Right.
And
Right.
they took their time and put out their best work. Main Source. Yeah, there's so many. KRS-One, Public Enemy. You know what I'm saying? KRS-One taught everybody about Black history that we did not even know.
Right. Right.
Kumo D,
Yep.
Poor Righteous Teachers,
Mhm.
Dead Prayers. I can go on and on.
You
If
know,
we're not careful, we'll never see that type of genius again.
and we're close to not seeing it. I don't know if you listen to a lot of music today, Miss Tandy, but
Yes.
I I can't do it. I can't do it.
Well, that's why we need the World Hip Hop Award.
So let's go there. Let's talk
Right.
about this, the World
Mhm.
Hip Hop Awards. Talk about that vision. Talk about where that came from. Where do you want it to
Mhm.
go? Like, I'm so enamored about hearing about the World Hip Hop Awards.
Now, the crazy thing about the World Hip Hop Awards, I wrote this show when I was working for Biggie.
Really?
I wrote this show when I was working for Biggie. I dreamed the show when I
Wow.
was working for Biggie. And I got up that next morning when I got behind my desk and just wrote it on a piece of paper and I protected it, copyrighted, and forgot all about it for over 10 years.
Wow.
Well over 10 years.
Wow.
And it was when my brothers, passed away, and I was just kind of in a funk. I didn't know what I wanted to do. And Jada Pinkett did an interview because she was very angry that Will did not win an award that year. And
Mhm.
she said, begging for acknowledgement or even asking diminishes dignity and it diminishes power. And
Wow.
we are a dignified people. So let's
Amen.
do us differently.
Mm-hmm.
When she said that, I got a chill, and I remembered the World Hip Hop Awards. Because at the same time, everybody was screaming that we needed to have our own award show.
Right.
And that's what I remember that show. I ran to my desk, nearly knocking down furniture,
Go get them, Miss Tandy.
digging this show up, pulling it up. And of course, everything that expired. And I just did all the work, got it back together, got the logo, built it so that
Mm-hmm.
they would come. Took it to
Yeah.
the next level,
Yeah.
and built it. And
Yeah.
the World Hip Hop Award is what everyone was saying that they want and what the culture needs. It's the
That's right.
first hip hop award show where we'll see hip hop artists gathered from all over the world on one stage with iconic and inspirational hip hop artists here in America doing their own style of hip hop,
Right.
their own language, their own interpretation, their own unique interpretation
There it is.
of the music and the culture.
There
And
it
one
is.
thing that I'm really proud of with the platform is we'll be able to highlight under the title of knowledge amazing people doing amazing things for their community, for the
Mm-hmm.
planet, for the world. And we'll have that. And this is going to be streamed all over the world.
Love it.
It's the platform we must have in order to unite and educate our young people on the true culture of hip hop. We must have a platform that celebrate artists that appear the true essence of hip hop, that
That's right.
honors family, culture, education, excellence, and having fun.
There we go. I love it. And having fun. So do we have a date chosen for this year yet for 2024?
No, actually, we don't. We're looking to do it in 2024 in September. We're still trying to get funded. We're trying to get Dave Chappelle and Queen Latifah to be a part of this event. There's no better dream team host than the both of them. We are talking to people in Dubai about 2025, but I really want to see it done in America the first time.
Yeah.
And I'm still pushing for that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
For the first time, but if not, it may be the first time in Dubai.
No, we're gonna make it happen this year.
I
We're gonna
hope
make it
so. It'll
happen.
be a shame if the first one is overseas.
No,
It
whatever
actually would be.
whatever I can do to help, I'm gonna help. Whatever the troops we need to rally, we'll rally the troops. It's gonna happen. Everyone listening, 2024 World Hip Hop Awards this September. We need to make that happen. We need to make that
Absolutely.
happen.
We want to do it in Vegas at the beautiful Sphere, which I think would be it'll be a total different experience.
That's right.
Total different experience. We've never seen anything like this on the stage. It's the most revolutionary event produced in hip hop thus far.
Can't wait. And I'm gonna be there too. I'm gonna be there too. So
You better front row. I got you.
we go. There we go. So Miss Tandy, you talked about some of the traits that some of the best that you work with have.
Yes.
And we know when we see the best, there's
Mhm.
probably 99% that never make it, right?
Mhm.
What are some of the things that you saw or have seen in artists where it's like, nah, you're not there? What are those habits? What are those bad habits that those that don't make it have?
They don't respect the art. They
Mm,
see it as a means, like I said, to make money or to get famous. They
mm,
don't study the craft. Like right now, some of the artists,
right.
what they've done with hip hop, or what they call hip hop, they've slowed down the beat to a crawl. They've taken all the soul out
Mm,
of the music. So it's anybody's game.
wow.
So back in
Wow.
the day, you when it came to producers doing beats, they did their best beats. They studied different old school artists, Gap Band. James Brown is the most sampled artist in hip hop.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So we had the most amazing beats and amazing producers. They don't study the craft. It's all about making money, being famous, and they all, to me, it all sounds pretty much the same, looks the
Garbage.
same,
Garbage.
you know.
I said it. Tandy didn't say that. I
I
said it.
didn't say it, you said
I said it. I said
it.
it. But what you just said also plays out in other industries and walks of life too. If you're a
Mhm.
salesperson and you're not
Right.
working on your craft, you're never going to be the top salesperson. If you're a leader, if you're a manager and you're not honing in on your skills, if you're not doing the things behind the scenes when people aren't paying attention, you're
Right.
never going to be there. Right? If you're
Absolutely.
if you're an athlete and you're not working hard and you're not training when people aren't paying attention, you're
Mm-hmm.
never going to be the best. That was one, and I have my pen and paper right here, so I just wrote that down. You've got to
Right.
work on your skill and hone your craft because you're never going to be the best. You're never going to be a Biggie or a Method Man
Mm,
who relentlessly work at being the best at every little thing that they did. If you don't have
absolutely.
that in you, you're not going to
Mhm.
make it.
Absolutely. A lot of the artists today, um, if you make it, you'll probably just end up being an artist that they'll give you your name, they'll give you your image, they'll give you your clothing, they'll give you your lyrics. Just a puppet making money for the machine.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then you'll always be off balance because you know if you don't do say or whatever is told, you on to the next.
Yep.
So in order
Absolutely.
to be an artist, a true artist, you got to study the craft. You got to study those that went before you. That you and you could tell those that have done that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That really
Right.
respect what they're trying to do. And that's what we want to do with the World Hip Hop Awards: re-educate, reintroduce the culture, not just hip hop as a music genre.
Right.
We need to bring the music back into the culture, back to
Mhm.
its roots, to inspire a new renaissance in the music and the culture
There we go. There we go.
worldwide.
Worldwide. That's right.
Worldwide.
Right. That's right. So let's talk about you or ask you a question, Miss Tandy. What was that defining moment in your life that took you from here? And for those that are listening, I'm using like a low
Mhm,
bar. Those that took you
mhm,
from
mhm.
here to here. Do you remember that moment in your life when you were like, I'm going to be great? What was that like for you?
In hip hop,
Yes.
when Mark Pitts, who's now CEO of RCA Records, hired me to work with him at By Storm Entertainment, and out of nowhere, I was working for him, Biggie Smalls, Changing Faces, and Faith Evans.
Wow.
And just before that, I was working with Angelo Ellaby. I
Mhm.
knew nothing about PR, but he saw something in me that I didn't see. So next thing I know, he calls me in his office and he goes, "I have a client and and he's throwing a party." I'm
Mhm.
like, "Okay, who was the client?" Mark Pitts. He was throwing Biggie Smalls' platinum party.
Okay.
So I was fortunate enough, out of nowhere, I was the executive, for that party. And Mark hired me to work for them after I threw that party. It was a huge success.
Mhm.
It
Mhm.
was huge. So once that happened, I knew, all right, I'm here. Now what am I going to do?
Tandy
And I
Weems,
knew what
let it
I had
rock.
to do my best work.
There it is. There it
Hmm.
is. There it is. So if you could describe yourself in 5 words, what would
Hmm.
those 5 words or those 5 adjectives be?
Passionate, honest, dedicated, spiritual, and a go getter.
Mm, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Those are the key success factors right there. Those are the
Yeah.
key success factors right there. So being a go-getter, how
Hmm.
how is that taking you to new heights in your career?
Combining all of those
Okay.
because
Okay.
there's different ways you could get there,
Mhm.
and you have to choose the way you want to get there.
That's right.
And one thing that I've always been fortunate to do in working for a lot of CEOs, and I was fortunate to be the right hand to a lot of made men, as they call it in the industry.
Right,
And
right.
and like I said, you want to study your craft. I taught myself with the help of a lawyer, an entertainment lawyer, Stuart Levy, who's now a head of a major entertainment law firm now, how to read and write contracts.
Okay.
So I can read and interpret and compose contracts just like a lawyer. So
Wow.
that made me really, really essential to a lot of people in the industry. I had
Mhm.
got so good at it, Mick, that I was selling legal documents.
Okay, okay, okay.
I would get a producer and an artist and go, tell me what the deal is.
See, that's
They'll
that
tell it to me
go-getter
in
right
10
there.
minutes, and I'll come back with a 12-page contract.
See, that's that
So
go-getter.
I studied my craft. I studied marketing. I studied management. I studied branding, legal, and made sure that I understood all those areas of the business so that I would be essential. And then I genuinely care about people.
Hmm.
So it was easy to bond with artists and make sure they were taken care of properly and then take care of the business as well. So I was
Hmm.
always known as someone that if I do the job, don't worry about it. It's gonna get done. It's gonna be done properly. Paper gonna be where it's supposed to be.
There you
So I
go.
was always the buffer between sometimes my guy and the record label. So I can go in the room with the guys and talk that lingo,
Yeah.
put on the heels and a briefcase and go to the record label. You
There
know
you
what I'm
go.
saying? So
There you
that
go.
that was really the way that I decided to do it and keep my integrity in doing it. It was
Hmm.
never for sale. It was never changed.
That's it. That's it. I'm going to unpack something that you just said. You talked about making yourself essential.
Mm-hmm.
In today's world where
Mm-hmm.
AI is almost taking over, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Some people are starting to realize they were not as essential as they thought they were, right?
Yes.
Like
Yes.
I think the key to success in today's world is what you just said. You've got to make sure that you are essential, that you are relevant, and that you've got a
Mm-hmm.
game plan.
Mm-hmm.
Because if
Mm-hmm.
you don't do that, I will never say technology or AI will replace you, but you're going to
Right.
make it easy for somebody to control it. You're gonna make
Exactly.
it a lot easier for someone to control it. So
Yeah.
what do you think about that as far as how do you make yourself essential in your life and then in your career?
Well, you have to have a combination of both. You
Okay.
have to understand what exactly happening with new technology,
Mhm.
understand the benefits and the limits to it.
Right.
They can talk about AI all they want, but I know one thing: human consciousness, they will never be able to recreate that.
There you
And don't
go.
let them fool you.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? That they can. And that's what they're really trying to do.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
I
right.
think people are planning on or want to do some really evil things that they want to blame on a machine.
Absolutely.
You understand what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? No, no, because you still got to program that machine. It's just a machine
There you go. That's
filled
right.
with information you put in it.
That's it.
So I
That's it.
think that we should never ever get to the point that we give up our intelligence, our gift, our genius, and think that something someone else created that don't even possess that
That's
can
right.
create something better than you.
Amen. I love
Nobody
it.
creates better than the God.
That's
You
right.
know what I'm saying?
That's
So I
right.
think that with that understanding, continue to grow your own inner self, grow your skills. Because you can use AI, which I do for looking at grammar when I'm writing a letter or
Right.
something. That's what I use it for. But do I let it do my thinking for me? Absolutely not. Do I let it do my creating for me? Absolutely not.
That's right. That's
Stay
right.
your authentic self. Stay your genius self. Nothing is better than that.
That's right. Because the fifth part of hip hop is what? Knowledge? Right?
Absolutely.
That's it. That's it. All right, Miss Sandy, 2 things I'm gonna get you out of here. Number 1,
Uh-huh.
what is your most proudest moment in hip hop for hip hop? Like, if you were to look back at the 20 plus years, and I know you
Mhm.
started when you were 1 years old in hip hop, so the 20 plus years that
Yeah,
you've
I
been
was
in
I was
hip
like
hop.
barely two. Yeah, barely two.
Exactly, exactly. What's the one moment that you're proud of?
The Biggie Platinum Party.
Okay.
When I was on that stage with them and everybody was at that party. Diddy, Mary J. Blige, Whitney, everybody that was anybody in the game was at that party.
Okay.
And watching Biggie put on that crown and be celebrated that way. And
That's
then working
awesome.
with my idol, Mike Tyson. And
There we go.
that was bestowed upon me by Jimmy Hinchman. I worked as his right hand woman at his
Mhm.
company, Czar Entertainment.
Okay.
And he put me in charge of that account, working with Mike Tyson, Miri Ben Ari, who was at the time called the hip hop violinist. Those are and Mike was my hero,
There you go.
still is. So
I
those are the
love
most
Mike Tyson.
pinnacle. Yes, yes, those are the moments that were really the greatest. And there's so many more, but those are the ones that come to mind right now. Working
Okay.
with Biggie and Mike Tyson. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And for the listeners out there and those that are watching, what's one thing you want the world to know about the World Hip Hop Awards and how they can help? What's the one thing?
The World Hip Hop Awards is FUBU. It's for us, by us. And
There
if
you go.
we want to save our communities, save our culture, and stop the killing of all these young black men that are emulating things that they shouldn't emulate, then you need to support the World Hip Hop Awards. Not just the community, but the celebrities and all the brands that hip hop created and supported, and the Black community created and supported. They need to support the World Hip Hop Awards. And I'm not for banning any type of music. I really am not. But what I am for is bringing balance back to hip hop.
There we go.
Too much of anything is not good.
That's right. That's right. Too much of anything is not good.
It's not good. We got too much of not good.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Well, that is awesome. So, Miss Tandy, where can we go to find you, to follow you? Where can we go to support the 2024 World Hip Hop Awards? Where can we find you?
We definitely want artists all over the world to nominate artists that they would like to see on the World Hip Hop Awards on our website at www.worldhiphopawards.com, as well as support us. Tag Queen Latifah, tag Dave Chappelle, and tell them you want them on this event. Tag your favorite hip hop artist and tell them to get on over here and make this happen. And it's for brands if they're interested in partnering with us, and we definitely funding, and we do need partnerships. They can reach that at info@worldhiphopawards.com. And you can find me, Tandy, at worldhiphopawards.com as well.
I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, the OG, Brooklyn's finest, Miss Tandy Weems. Tandy, thank you so much for being on the show today.
No, thank you. Thank you, Mick. I really appreciate it. I'm humble. Thank you so much.
There you go. You got it. And as always, your because is your superpower. Unleash it. Until next time, Mick Unplugged.
Thanks for listening to Mick Unplugged. We hope this episode helps you take the next step toward the extraordinary and launches a revolution in your life. Don't forget to rate and review the podcast, and be sure to check us out on YouTube at Mick Unplugged. Remember, stay empowered, stay inspired, and stay unplugged.